trying to translate it and I can't. I'm not good.
Oh, wait. Oh, am I here? No.
I'd have had to write it all down and then type it in.
I did do that.
I'm sorry to spoil it for you, but it's phonetic.
Ah.
So, basically, if you say it in using a phonetic alphabet, it'll come out sounding Welsh.
Some of the words looked Welsh.
Well, that's the only way you can write. That's the only way you can write them.
What's it say?
Popeth, for instance, you can't write any. It's pronounced Popeth, isn't it? You can't write it any other way. I don't speak Welsh anyway.
No, but what's it say? That's all we want to know.
I forget now.
You're going to leave us in suspenders just in next week?
No, I'll come back to you and tell you. It's almost like you're only here once, make the most of it.
Mm.
Or you only leave footprints in the sand, that type of...
Yeah, right, okay. I know, I completely understand.
I'll send you the exact translation, but yeah, I was wondering when somebody was going to pick me up on it.
I got it right here now. I'll read it out to you what it says, right? Ben Thig Dros Amser. Is that EW? Who Popeth a Grey or Geir and her bead hoon.
I'll give you the exact one now. Give me a second.
This is exciting.
Oh.
Drum
give me more than a second to speak among yourself for a while.
Oh, we speak now.
We heard from Kipper.
No, not at all.
Probably sleeping.
I think Sam's got a quiz night tonight, hasn't he?
Oh, is he?
I think
Sunday.
Is it Sunday or is it Monday night?
Monday night is quiz night.
Okay. Oh, I don't know where he is then.
The exact translation is everything you have in this world is just borrowed for a short time.
All right. Now tell us it in Welsh. You're Welsh.
I'd have to look it up now. I can't find it.
Anything Dros.
If you translate that, everything you have in this world is just borrowed for a short time. Sorry, I'm trying to copy this. Phones are never as good as an iPad, are they? You can talk amongst yourselves.
I'm just trying to think of some lift music.
What's the thing you're doing next week, John?
It's just a jam session. It's going to be a sort of like, it's going to be blues rock with Breton touch to it, you know, stuff like that. So it's going to be interesting, and I'm hoping there's going to be some Irish influence in it as well. So I haven't done any Irish guitar for ages. For diddly diddly dum 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 dee doo doo doo.
They play the guitar. Irish, then.
Yeah, it's great for rhythmics. Bloody hell, I love it.
My Welsh is not very good. Right, it's my popeth sydd gennych ti yn y bydd rhain i'r cael yn fethig am wyffod. Byr.
Ah, da iawn. Da iawn bach. That was pretty good. He got the ch in, didn't he, you know? Diolch.
That was something that came up when we were talking earlier on about you wouldn't know, you wouldn't have heard of Mark Drakeford, Con.
Names, didn't he just die or something like that?
He made that.
No, a lot of people will wish that, but
Oh no, I'm
he's
thinking of someone from Langland. Sorry, no.
no, he's the Welsh First Minister,
No.
and he got right upset. Was it Friday? I think it was.
Yeah.
The Conservative guy criticised something what they're doing with regards to the ambulance service, I believe, in Wales, and he obviously touched the nerve with Drakeford because Drakeford totally lost it. I think if he'd have had a gun in his hand, he would have shot this bloke.
I've sent it to you now, so you can read it at your leisure now, Con.
All right.
WhatsApp.
Wait, you sent it to me or you sent it to Silver Surfers?
Silver Surfers.
All right.
I'll probably get some comment now. What the hell is this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Irish, Con. I thought they. Do you know what? I thought they play guitar, but isn't it tuned something different? Isn't it?
It was all sorts of tunings, you know. Like I got 3 different tunings I use, or 4 different tunings I use. But Irish, you can just play in.
I've heard them with
normal tuning.
fiddles a lot. And what are the small? What's the small guitars? The
Mandolin, ukuleles.
ukulele, yeah.
Well, they're basically tuned the same way, and you can tune your guitar to the same way like that as well.
Yeah.
But I got my guitar at the moment is tuned to E B E. Yeah, it sounds like it's. Hang on a second.
Lucky there's no S's there. I think.
All right. No, this is how. I don't know if you can hear it, man. This is how it sounds. Open tune in. You hear that?
That sounds almost Spanish. Do I know that? I don't think I recognise that. Sorry, Con. Who's that?
Yeah, I'm yours. You are
Yeah, who is it?
You are what you are, and you make it home. Yeah, Sweet Judy Blue Eyes, Crosby, Stills and Nash.
I don't recognise it. Mind you, I only ever bought one of their albums.
Tearing yourself away from me now. I am free, and I am dying. I am yours, you are mine. You are what you are, and you make it on, and you make it on. No?
No, I don't think it's somewhere in the back of my mind, perhaps. I think I remember people playing it at the time, but there's another song very similar to it. It's called, I think it's called Blue Eyes or something like that.
Blue eyes, blue,
No, not that one.
blue eyes.
Yeah. Yeah, so that is, but that's not an Irish tune-in, is it?
No, it's written by Stephen Stills. No, it's Stills and Crosby, perhaps. I don't know. Well, there's 3 of them, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's off the album Deja Vu.
No, that's not. I was never a fan of Crosby, Stills and Nash, apart from.
You're weird. You're weird if you don't like Sisters and that.
No, I didn't like them. I wasn't. At that time, I was into heavier stuff for some reason. I didn't.
Alice Cooper.
I was, as I said, Wishbone Ash.
With what?
Wishbone Ash.
Oh, yeah. Wishbone Ash are really famous over here, man. I was so surprised when I mentioned one time that someone, he said, oh, yeah, it's like this, like the album on it's called Argus. Oh, Wishbone Ash. Oh, you know Wishbone Ash. You know the Wishbone Ash. Wishbone Ash, yeah. Wishbone Ash. It's come Leonard Skinner's called over here?
No.
Leonard Skynerd. Correcting people and now, you know.
They're still going Wishbone Ash, aren't they? They're still.
Yeah. I think they're touring over here soon.
Are they? Yeah. The old bands are doing this. There's no new bands touring, is it? They're all old bands.
Who did Hold Your Head Up?
Argent.
Huh?
Argent.
Argent.
Yeah, well done.
Well done, Mikey.
Yeah.
That's
You know, we touched on the bench earlier on.
Yeah.
And then we went off on it on some other tangent. But so we've basically agreed with the bench now as the two surfboards, one flat for the seat and one on its edge for the backrest.
Yeah.
So the bench is more or less established now. That's what it's going to be.
We'll have to come up with the final.
Yeah. But I think with that, a bit of scroll work on it or something, but definitely a bit of sculpturing on the arms,
Well, with anything of that, Con, this is my difficulty at the moment. We can say what we want, but then we have to leave it to
exactly
Amy to translate what we say to her.
Artistic imagination.
Yeah.
Because she's actually got to do it. So we may say do this, and I don't know, it may be right, it may not. Because remember,
something similar.
One of the things, we'll give the shape of the boards, but what she'll try and do is duplicate that, but it won't be that shape at all, because you can't have a seat like that, can you?
No.
No. It's going to be flat.
And the back row can't be really like that either. So
No.
No. It'll be flat boards. You can play it realist, otherwise it won't work.
Well, no, from what I understand, there'll be shape to them.
Rounded edges, rails,
Yeah.
But the top and bottom will be flat.
Yeah.
But I think, like she did mention to me, like she's costed for the wood that we more or less said with the design we gave her,
Yeah.
More or less. So, and I said, I don't think it's any more wood than that. And she just said, oh, it's just a different. She said, I'm just saying now, if it is, obviously there'll be more cost. But
we're going to be using less wood there now, won't we?
We
just about.
She's done a lot of sort of stuff work.
Because like if you walk, we frequently walk through. We did this afternoon now. Walk through Langland Park, right?
Yeah.
And there's still trees that came down in that storm, and they're still cut up in sections and just left. And in fact, there's one big tree that came down, and it hadn't been touched since it came down.
I'm trying to remember what they call, but it's something like wildlife trees they're called now. So the idea is for them to harbour different animals and insects as they rot. We
could nip in there with a van and get a couple of
them. And coincidentally, it's cheaper to leave them there than it is to remove them,
I don't disagree. It's a bit like wildflowers, isn't it?
Yeah. So I'm just thinking now that if we'd gone with the because I thought we were originally going with the 3 vertical boards, or 3 or 4 vertical boards. And I was looking at these trees that are cut up into manageable sections in Singleton Park, right? And some of them are like 3 or 4 foot long, right? You know, bits of the trunk being cut up into sections, right? Now, I don't even know if it's oak or not, but I was looking at it, and if she thought that she was going to be creating 4 upright surfboards as the backrest, well, those sections of trunk would be ideal to create them from, right? But now that we are talking about 2 basically seats, one is going to be the seat, one's going to be the backrest, plus we're now talking about a one-off upright board to be positioned somewhere adjacent to the bench.
Which would be about the same size as the bench seats.
Yeah, more or less the same size. But what I'm saying is we're looking now at 3 long lengths of oak.
Yeah, but it's the same amount of wood. It's just instead of 3 short bits going up,
Yeah,
it's sort of 2 longer bits. Does that make sense? There may be like that much more you need,
right. Yeah,
to make up the difference. So
yeah,
I mean, but as I said to you, the problem is that they get the trees there, and then basically they come in as whole trees, and then she'll go there wherever it is and say, "Oh yeah, I want that bit, and I want it cut into
right.
4 slices or something,
Yeah,
that thick or
Yeah.
whatever."
right.
It's only
That's
4 inches, isn't it?
Yeah,
Pretty hefty.
But yeah, I mean, and that's the thing. So, and obviously they're going to be very heavy as well. I mean,
It's going to be really.
yeah.
I mean, because at one point she was talking about doing things in section, and I said, well, I would prefer if it's whole, but so she said it was all right. So all we can do is ask if it costs more than what it does, then we obviously can't.
I think as well, just thought of that, which will really cause a stir, is ask for volunteers to carry it from Brothers later.
She doesn't need that. That's all right, because luckily we've sorted that, because we're going to borrow the council's truck. We've already had permission for this. They've got like a buggy with a trailer on the back.
Oh yeah, cool.
It fits up the paths.
All right.
So we've already agreed to they'll bring that down and transport it. So.
Fantastic.
Would it have to go from? I'm just thinking now of the steps in Rotherslade at the bottom of the hill. Would it have to come from Limeslade, or would it be able to come from Rotherslade?
No, you know where the new development is?
Yeah.
It'll come from there.
All right.
So it'll come down, basically. There's a lane there that comes all the way down. But as I said, they got this truck. It's more like a tractor almost. It fits in amongst there. So that's what they use when they do the paths and everything.
All right.
Oh, great. That's a good one.
Yeah, so that bit's okay. I mean, and when I asked her, it's strange. I think she doesn't want other people involved. I don't know.
Right.
It's a little bit odd. I don't know if this is an artist thing or what.
It is not. It's like I'm recording a song and somebody comes in and tries to, oh, can I sing this bit in your song? Because I think it would be better, Oh, no, it's my song. I'm doing it, Yeah, so
I can sort of understand that, though, can you? I can understand why she would want to be, the final say has got to be hers. Otherwise, otherwise it's not her work. Then is it?
Yeah, and that's the thing. And you this is the bit about the drawings. Although we want accurate drawings, but what she depicts may not be accurate to those drawings.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. We got to accept that, because she might have something much better. And I've come across it.
Well,
With,
and
with music,
better
for
and
example, okay? So one of the first CD we did, I did the demo tapes for it, all the songs on my own in my studio at home with backing tracks and everything. And I gave that then to the producer, and I said, look, these are the songs. Now you give this to all the musicians who are playing, and let them come back with what they think they should put in it. And we got some amazing results. Really, just things I hadn't even thought about. And the arrangement had changed just a little bit. Phil, the producer, changed the arrangement, and it was just amazing. It's such a difference. So you got to have trust in the artist that they actually know they do actually know what they're doing sometimes, and she might come out with something even better than we thought. So you got to respect the artistic flair.
we can be too fussy, I think, sometimes.
Yeah. Don't want.
What if you did a drawing of, like we say, that like the path is there, and you've got the wider section, as Con referred it to, as the placement where the actual bench is going to be fixed. What if we, instead of trying to draw a likeness that we foresee the bench is going to look like, which that I don't know whether that may piss her off. Instead of trying to visualize what the bench is going to look like, if Con just drew a block, an oblong cube, represent the bench, right? And then
another oblong cube. And
then we're not.
No, Biscuit, you misunderstand. I think she's happy to have drawings of what we think we want there.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, they can be completely accurate, to the ninth degree, measurements and everything. But she'll do what she thinks represents our thoughts.
Right.
Does that make sense?
I mean, whether you do it, but what I'm saying is, will other people see that? Because then, at the end of the day, the finished item, not everybody's going to like it, are they?
Yeah.
Probably there'll be one or two who say something.
Love it.
I mean, some people will say that's a lot of money for something like that, but that's the sort of going rate. I don't think anybody will dislike it.
Right.
But there'll probably be some catty comment along the way somewhere. So you're right. You can't help that.
Nice bit of tat for $5,000.
Yeah.
But it's like they say, you can't please everybody all of the time, can you? But I was just thinking that we seem to go weeks and weeks and weeks and weeks, and we don't seem to.
Well, we are progressing, Biscuit.
Well, we were going very nicely, but then we come up with loads of different ideas again. So
Which set it back.
But that's fun. I mean, we're not in a rush. I mean, I'm saying if we can get in before Christmas, that would be great.
Yeah, if we can. If not, well, we can't. We get it in when it goes in, and don't worry about what.
As far as I'm concerned, it'd be nice. It would be nice if it was there by spring next year.
Yeah, no, I agree. Yeah. So
I think one thing, Mike, as admins, we should, or Brett, you would be better at it. Writing little thing to say, if you haven't heard about the bench lately, it's all underway. We're in discussions with the artist, and the design is being finalized, and hopefully we'll be trying to get it in before Christmas, something like that,
Yeah.
Okay. A bit more political than that, not actually give a definite date,
Oh no, I wouldn't. But first we got to get back to her. Like, if I can say to her, right, listen, we like the idea of the two benches, the two boards. To be honest, that's the simplest and probably the most effective thing to do anyway.
Yeah.
How like, for all we know, Con, I mean, she may decide that an arm coming over holding the board is a good thing. She may carve that in. I'm just thinking,
yeah.
or
Yeah,
possibly
that's why I said we got to leave it up to her artistic interpretation of what she
Yeah.
wants to do, and accept
yeah,
that as art. You know what it is. Accept it
yeah,
for what it is, and okay, it's not exactly what we wanted, but it's her and it is fucking art.
Yeah.
It's not a
yeah.
fucking park bench. You know what I mean?
Mm.
Something different, something nice.
And in a few years' time, it may be worth
Millions,
500,000.
millions, millions. We're
Yeah.
investing here, boys. Get your
Yeah.
money in
Yeah.
now. Get your money in now. Who wants to put a tenner
This,
in?
this time next year, we may all be millionaires.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Sell it off, you know.
You know the
Do a
you know when
Boris
you,
and just sell it off and have a party.
you know if you when you walk from Limeslade to Rotherslade,
Yeah,
and not long after you start on the path, there is already a sculpture, I suppose you'd call it.
the dolphin type.
It's a circle. It's like two.
Yeah,
It's like a polo mint made up of two fish.
that's hers. Yeah,
That is hers, is it?
yeah, yeah.
Because when I walked past that, I looked to see if there was a name on it, but I wondered whether that was hers, and I thought if she's doing stuff like that for people to see, I would have thought an artist would normally put their name on it or put something on it. I know there's
I don't know, Biscuit, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's some sort of mark in it somewhere that's her mark.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, that we probably don't recognise. I mean, it could be a circle, a cross, or whatever. I don't know.
Right. Yeah.
I would imagine they must do something on them,
Yeah,
mustn't they?
You would think so, wouldn't you? Yeah, for it to claim it, like.
I should put a big brass plate across the front of it.
Yeah.
Made by,
Yeah, yeah,
if you didn't need
Yeah.
telephone number and
yeah.
There's
Facebook,
probably big,
YouTube, and
there's probably big letters that you Amy.
yeah.
You
Yeah.
speak. You're so close.
I think I would have seen that. No, but there's a guy does it all in Singleton Park in the
Yeah.
Botanical Gardens, right?
Is it
And,
Robert?
but he's got I mean it's over the top really, because he's got a bloody big sign like that with his name on,
Mm.
and I'm not sure if he's got his contact details on. They've got like arty type gates, and there's a plaque on the gates of the company that made those.
Yeah. I think he's done some in the botanical gardens as well, isn't he?
That's what I just said. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
He's done some up by the greenhouses.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
You know, he's done a couple of trees and stuff. In fact, I was talking to him it was a couple of months ago now, because he'd done like a fox and like little fox cubs, and some arsehole came along and kicked one of the fox cubs and snapped it.
Mm.
And I said, you know, it's a shame that people, you know, do that type of thing. Like, and he said, because they get a lot of trouble in the night, apparently. Apparently the students climb over the walls or the fences for some reason to get into there. And they apparently find a lot of drug paraphernalia left around wherever they go.
Yeah.
I don't know if they go in the greenhouse or something, because obviously the greenhouses, I don't know if they're locked up in the night.
Up the park attendants look to make sure there's the real plants that they grow in, and they have been changed.
Yeah.
That could be their supply depot.
They started growing
Yeah, it could be.
tomatoes very strangely.
I haven't had any tomatoes this year, but yeah.
But that's all run by volunteers, isn't it? Apart from that.
Yeah. There's
I
one
know
or
they're
two.
full-time people.
There's one or two that work for the council. I think
Yeah.
some of them are what would you call them? What's the term?
Parkies.
Pardon?
Parkies.
No. Some of them are. One of them in particular, if you start talking to him, you can't get away from him.
Well, what do you know, Claire Con? She works up there from time to time.
Yeah.
2 days a week.
Started working for the council up there.
Yeah. I mean, but she did do Mumbles, and they moved her. I'm pretty sure to the botanical gardens for 2 days a week, and then I think the cemetery for 2 days a week. And so she only had 1 day then to spread herself all over Mumbles, West Cross, and wherever else.
Mm.
But everything here now is out to sort of tender. It's all subcontracted.
It's a shame, because Claire was doing a fucking fabulous job last time I was up in Mumbles. It was looking splendid.
Yeah. What's the difference between Breton and French?
Well, the difference between English and Welsh.
It is that different. Yeah.
Oh, totally, yeah. It's more like Welsh than French.
Yeah, I know. I've seen some of the words.
In Welsh, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, okay? In Breton, it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Good.
Memestrama, please. Same
Sounds a bit like German.
Huh?
Sounds a bit dramatic.
No, it's I don't know. Could be, perhaps, yeah. Maybe. But it's similar to French, Welsh. Because you do get instances of double L's and things like that, yeah? But they don't say, they say, it's not.
They what?
It's not for double L, it's, but a double L here would be like a.
It sort of sounds the same.
No, it's not. It's a k, not a. The difference between a and a.
You may think it sounds different, but when it travels across the channel,
it's the difference between saying Llanelli and Llanelli. You know the difference? The L is pronounced like a K sort of thing. No, it's not actually, but it's more of a soft.
It's more click than click.
Yeah, exactly. You got it. Yeah.
So how much of that do you know then?
Eh?
How much of that do you know?
Oh, I know a lot now. I've forgotten it all. Basically, I can still make some comments now and again, like, you know. But
so, do you know any songs in Breton?
no.
Is it called Breton or Bretonique?
Breton.
Yeah.
Brysenig. Breton in Breton is Brysenig. Brysenig.
See, that sounds German. Brysenig.
Yeah, Brysenig. Bryse Mavro. It's like saying Wales, my country.
So, do you know what the translation is for that?
What?
To English?
What, Bryse Mavro?
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people said it was Britain, but it's not Britain, is it?
No. Bryse Mavro is, Bryse is Bretagne, okay? It's Bryse is the Wales, global more, every Wales, you know, not Britain. And Bryse Mavro is Brittany, my country, or my land, you know. And Bryse Mavro is in the Welsh the national anthem is exactly the same as the Welsh national anthem, and it was translated by a Welsh vicar or priest in Conibear. And
so how old is that culture?
It goes back to the same as the Welsh. You know, we were over here as well. You know, so we influenced them as well. You know, but it's a Celtic culture. You know.
The same background.
Similar thing to Wales, where we were oppressed by, and we couldn't talk in Welsh. You know, they tried to get rid of Welsh language. English did, and they did it. The French did over here. With that, you got punished if you were talking in French, in Breton. You know, so everybody spoke Breton here, but then the kids had to speak French.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, mind you, we all spoke French over here.
Of course we did.
To a degree, isn't it? Funny enough, I was explaining to people about, sorry about my pronunciation, Con, but garderobes.
What?
Garderobes?
Garderobe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wardrobe.
I was trying, sorry?
Wardrobe.
Yeah.
Garderobe, somewhere where you put your clothes.
Yeah, but the toilets in the castles are called garderobes.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and there's a very good reason for it, which I'll tell you about one day. But
Yeah, we're under a minute, yeah.
yeah, so it's a nice story. It's a good story, and